Welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Weigel. Today's episode, Traveler 20. Now, this is an interesting game that has a very long and venerated history, folks. Traveler was pretty much the first science fiction role-playing game, and it was notorious and famous for a lot of things, having a fairly simple resolution system that at the same time was really hard to crack because the entire ship world character could be expressed by a series of 12 numbers that if you weren't really in on what they meant, you were lost as an Easter egg in August. It was also famous for being very scientifically accurate for a science fiction game. I mean, this wasn't a swooping spaceships, blasters, and laser swords sort of sci-fi game. The other thing that it's sort of known for is you could actually die during character creation as you went through your life path. It's sort of one of these legendary things that a lot of old-style gamers recall that fondly and laugh about it now. Traveler has gone through many iterations, going back and forth in the timeline of this established future universe. What you see in front of you now is Traveler 20. All this is an update of a fairly hard science fiction game. What that means is the rules of physics are set and obeyed regularly, not regularly violated like in most space opera games. This is a fairly hard science fiction game put into the D20 engine. So if you understand D20, Dungeons & Dragons, a lot of the other systems that we've reviewed, D20 Modern, Spycraft, then you can probably get this. The same core mechanic is there. Roll a 20-sided die, add a series of modifiers, subtract some modifiers, try to look for a target number, ding, you're done. All right, what this does is it allows you to have a certain number of races that you can work with that are, most of them are human derivative, or some sort of understandable species that are still pretty different. Like there's a bear species that's spacefaring. There are humans who have been taken out of Earth a long time ago or from a different same seed set we were created from that can breathe underwater. Some have multiple arms. There's one race that is like an attack armadillo, a giant attack rhinoceros armadillo combination. Some very interesting stuff out there. Very definitely not your typical Star Trek aliens that just have some lettuce taped to their forehead and, hey, look, I'm an alien. Also, it gives you a series of classes that are a combination of what you did before and what you do now. One of the key features of Traveler is you have a life path or a previous history. It doesn't just say, hey, you're a spacefaring adventurer at level 1. Have fun and die. What it allows you to do, especially in this version, is you get to play through previous careers. Now, your previous career could be the same as yours, or you could have been in the military and now you use that to go to college and now you're a scholar or a scientist. Or you could have stayed in the military. You could be a scout. You could be the eponymous traveler, which is someone who just wanders around outer space and gets into danger. It's sort of your built-in adventurer there. The classes don't have a whole lot of unique and defining features other than some specific feats that are unique to the class. You get feats a lot more frequently in this than you do in your standard D20 games. That's sort of what defines each class, is there's not a lot of special abilities, like I said. You just get a series of feats. Also included in this is a really nice spaceship design that is really toned down from a lot of previous editions of Traveler. There were times in Traveler where you needed a degree in mechanical or astronautical engineering to really understand how to make a spaceship. This one is better, but it's still, I have a PhD in engineering, and it still baffles me from time to time. But if you want a really detailed system to track down to make a ship and have it down to you know where all the deck plating is from, this is the way to do it for you. You can actually get ships as part of your life path. That is, as you finish off your life path that I mentioned earlier, you can get weapons, skills, contacts, ships. You can actually earn a ship through your life path. Now, it's not easy to do, and it's rare. And the only thing this is lacking, in my opinion, is a nice planetary setup setting on it. That is published in a different format. There are, if you go to QuikLink Interactive, you can find a published setting for this that sort of carves out a space of the Traveler universe and sets the D20 rules there. This is not a substitute for the original Traveler. It's just an alternative presentation. If you want a generic, hard, gritty science fiction role-playing system that's based on D20, and D20 Future coupled with D20 Modern is just not your cup of tea, take a look at this. It has a lot going for it that's fairly interesting. I recommend it that you get a hold of this fairly highly. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact us at knweigel@yahoo.com. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Weigel. Good day and good gaming.